Hi, everybody. I wanted to jump on real quick and just say hi. And I wanted to share some story of how my day went yesterday. But more than anything, I wanted to share with you what I mean when I write, "You aren't who you were." And it's interesting because there'll be periods of time where I won't get on Facebook Live. I do workshops and I do retreats and I do videos in my private group and I do different things like that, but I don't do a lot of Facebook Lives on my personal page because I kind of feel like I need to be called to, or there's something that I need to share. And when I feel like there's something I need to share, that makes me pretty vulnerable, and it doesn't always feel so good to be vulnerable. But one thing I've learned in this journey called life is that if I don't choose to be vulnerable, I'm not really living. So I think more than anything, I want to share with you that to really live in my eyes is to be vulnerable almost every day. And the only way I know how to do that is by sharing these things that occur in my life and these experiences. So maybe in hopes that even one person that's watching feels like they're not alone, and maybe they know that someone out there understands what they're going through. So I think that's probably the biggest reason why I do this, because trust me, this is not comfortable for me. There are times where people say, "God, you look so comfortable on the stage and you look so comfortable in video, and how do you do this?" I think my first piece of advice to those of you that really want to know how is because I'm very heart-centered. So when I get on video and I talk to you guys, or I do a class, or I get on stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people, it's because it's not really about me. If it was about me, guys, I wouldn't do it. I'm in my office today at home, and sometimes I just want to stay in my four walls. And as much as I might seem as very extroverted, those of us that seem extroverted are really introverted in many ways as well. So I just wanted to share that with you first. The second thing I wanted to share with you, and I'm only going to share three, I promise, is the kind of day I had yesterday. It was one of those days where even though I woke up, and I have to tell you, I get asked very often, how do you have a positive attitude? How do you have a good day? How do you make it a good day? Well, I start every day out with positive things, thanking God for the blessings that I have. I make sure that I kind of visualize the kind of day I want to have. I listen to things and I read things and I do things to put me in a positive mindset. So that's the first thing I can share with you. But it's not foolproof, guys. There are days where you're just going to wake up no matter what you do, and you're just going to have a bad day. And by the way, everything that happened yesterday had nothing to do with something in my attitude or my mindset. It just had to do with life and things around me. And it was just one thing after the other. I mean, it literally did not stop till probably about 9 o'clock last night. And what I could share with you is this. I had two boys overseas. My two boys overseas had food poisoning, and we were concerned they were going to miss their flight to get home. And I had some other stuff going on with my family. Then I had, on top of that, things that were just breaking down, electronics and different things that you use every day, and it didn't matter. Now you have to be on the phone with a company for 2 and 3 hours and get no resolution. In the meantime, all of a sudden, water is coming out of the faucet in the kitchen and flooding my kitchen. And it just kept going and going and going. And then the day ended. This is the best part. The day ended with a package that I was so excited to receive. I purchased these beautiful stones. Many of you may know I love crystals. So I love crystals, I love stones. And I purchased these, not these, but I'm just showing you what I'm talking about. I purchased these stones from this woman that sold them in the Midwest. And I was so excited about getting my package yesterday. And I'm talking like 20 stones. So my boyfriend goes to the mailbox. He's so wonderful at 9 o'clock at night because I'm so excited to get this package. And he brings me in this package, and I should have brought it in to show you guys, but I didn't know I was going to tell the story. And the package was opened, and someone had taken all the stones out. So he hands me this package, and he says, "Honey, nothing's inside." And I got so sad for a moment because it was kind of like the icing on the cake, you know, when you're having such a bad day and everything goes wrong, even though it's nothing you did yourself to cause it. Really, guys, there's so much that happens that we never have control over. That he looked at me and said, "Oh my God, you look so sad." And he came over and hugged me, and I said, "I'm fine." He goes, "But honey," I said, "I'm fine. They're just crystals and stones." And trust me, I was on the verge of tears after the day I had yesterday. but they're just crystals and stones. Now, I'm not going to get my money back. I'm never going to see those stones again. It is what it is. But he said, but you have a right to the way you feel. Absolutely, I have a right to the way I feel. And you do too. But when it's something as silly as rocks that were supposed to come, crystals that were supposed to come in the mail and they didn't and they were stolen, I thank God that's all I'm dealing with. And I changed my mindset immediately. We started watching this new show we're watching, and I said, and I'm telling you, I've told that story 4 times since yesterday evening. To my kids, they laughed. To my friend, she laughed, because I tell it with fun. I don't tell it as this depressing story. And I think what that leads into, guys, is this. I just got interviewed a few minutes ago about my voice. And that's a whole nother story. I'll share it another time if you're not familiar with it. If you want to know more, go to YouTube, and it's on my YouTube channel, Why My Voice is Hoarse. But what this is about is this. I typed in the topic for today is called You Aren't Who You Were. Because I'm sharing this story about when I was a child and the things that I went through. And we all have some kind of story. It doesn't matter when it happened, but we've all had experiences that are not pleasant. If you haven't, I am so thankful for you, but most people have. That you aren't who you were to me means that you can retell your story, that you can make up your story. How are you going to have your story be told? When I talk about my voice now and the things I went through as a child and some other traumatic events with losing someone I loved very young, I don't say it from a place where it's holding me back anymore. It's just part of my journey. So if you really think about it, today is July 31st. I'm doing this live. If you're watching it afterwards, great. What if instead you said to yourself, I am not who I was? You have a choice every day. And I love that idea of you wake up in the morning and it's a fresh day. So I woke up this morning and I said to myself, it's a fresh day. Yesterday's over and done with. Today's going to be a beautiful day. My boys come home today from overseas. I haven't seen them in 6 weeks. I'm ecstatic. They're going to be on that plane. They didn't get stuck there because of food poisoning. That's what I'm thankful for today. Not all the silly stuff that happened to me yesterday. And sometimes that silly stuff is much bigger. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that experience. But you have a choice every day to choose not to be who you were. So when I say you aren't who you were, decide to be somebody else. Decide to be something else. Why not? Isn't this your life? And shouldn't you live it your way? I'm sorry if other people's experiences affect you, but you're letting them. I choose not to. I choose not to let other experiences affect me, because I choose my experiences, and I choose what affects me, and I choose what I allow inside of me. So what if today you walked away from this and you said, I choose differently? What if today you said, I choose me? If there's anything going on in your life that you're not happy with or that you don't like, make the choice to do something different. Make a different choice. No, it's not always easy. Sometimes it takes planning. Sometimes it takes time. But if you make the choice to make a different choice, you've already done something today. So my wish for you today is that you aren't who you were. And I wish you all a fabulous day. And thank you so much for giving me a platform to share my experiences, to be vulnerable, so I can have the opportunity to impact you or someone that might need it.